20 is not young.
Yo, sus.
Alright, cut that.
Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting discussion sometimes. This is episode 17, lucky number 17, I think.
Is it?
I think, yeah, right?
Yeah. He's right.
Okay.
He's right.
So we're doing a little free ball episode here. We have no clue what our topic is going to be this week, but we're just going to let the conversation take us in whatever direction it may. So what's going on, everybody? Also, we're all together again.
I was waiting for you to say something about that.
Which we thought would never happen again, but now it will never happen again. So if you just keep saying it, it'll happen again.
So why are we back together, Christian?
I'm on my way home, and I stopped in Nova for a couple of weeks or a couple of days. Big difference. Big difference. But yeah, so just happened to line up that way. I left college this morning, the last time, and pretty fucking tired, not gonna lie. But
Was the drive back emotional? Were you thinking of
Us?
reflecting on your memories and stuff?
no,
Oh, okay.
man, I was just trying to fucking drive because I couldn't see out of my car because it's packed so much.
Mhm.
I had no rear view mirror really. Yeah, it was bad, but I made it.
Well, thank God you have that backup camera.
I don't. So, yippee!
Yippee.
Lots of awareness was used today. What's going on with you guys?
I'm just beefed that this weekend that Christian's visiting, it's raining the whole time. Like it's Friday when we're recording this. It's rained Wednesday night, Thursday, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but at least we're doing this.
My internship's coming to an end, so by the end of next week, I'll be doing absolutely nothing with my time. At least for a couple of weeks until school starts. And I'm gonna figure out what this plan for school is next Monday. So by next podcast, I can update you guys.
Been a wonderful cycle of just waiting.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Wait,
Stanford.
so if Stanford says that they're doing classes in person, you're just gonna go?
Yeah. If they say they're doing classes in person, I'll definitely go.
So how does living situation work? Are you gonna be on campus or?
Yeah, so I've signed up for housing through Stanford, so I'm gonna be on campus. I'll be I think 0.6 miles away from from the mechanical engineering building, so I can just walk to class, which will be nice.
Mhm.
Would you take a car?
No, I'm not bringing my car, at least for this year. If I go, I'm definitely not bringing my car, just because the place is so close to school and stuff. I don't really need it, so it'd just be a waste. Unless I guess for the weekend I could make trips, but I'm sure I can find other ways to get around there.
Yeah, you know how to get around. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I'm definitely looking to probably move somewhere else second year, if I even live on campus this year, just because it's kind of pricey, and hopefully if I move a little bit further away, it'll be not as pricey. But they can jack up the prices because they're in Palo Alto and all the tech companies are there, so there's a lot of people trying to get living there. So.
And plus, it's a private school too, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly. But yeah, hopefully, I do want to be out there for class. I don't want to do online classes from home.
What do you mean, man? It was so fun this last semester.
Oh, last semester kind of ruined online classes. I feel like at least for me, I just didn't gain anything out of it. So
You should just move there anyway and do online classes from California.
I was thinking that, but at the same point, it's just a lot. It's really expensive housing wise, and especially if they're not charging. I don't think they'll be charging housing if I'm not there. I mean, I could be wrong about that.
Well, I mean,
if they are,
shouldn't.
you should really just go, bro.
Huh? If they are, then
Yeah,
I definitely should be going.
Just say you're like a refugee or something.
But yeah, the international students, that's a big portion of the students coming into Stanford. Especially I guess graduate students, a lot of international students. Like they showed a breakdown, and I'm pretty sure like about half were international. I think.
Oh, so you're a hotspot for some
So the thing is, like,
airborne carriers.
like those students, I don't think will be allowed to come, or I don't think they'll be
not.
recommended not to come.
Probably not. But
So-
but then how can you have classes that are in person when you're not letting half the
Yeah.
student base even enter the country?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of those guys will be either deferring. I think they'll probably be deferring a year or starting online.
What about the girls?
Actually, I think. Yes, mechanical engineering, man. Not that many girls in the major. Nah, I feel like they had like something, like Trump said something about, maybe not Trump, but maybe like the U.S. had something about even letting students do online classes from outside the country. I feel like I saw something about that. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember that some schools, I think maybe Tech was one. I don't think they were though. Were like, offering some specific courses for international students so that they could have some sort of eligibility. So that it was a quote unquote in-person class
Yeah.
for international students, so that they were technically within the country, so that they could participate in online classes as well. So
It was
Yeah,
like
'cause
they were doing some like 1 credit
Yeah.
like BS stuff, something that
It was
just
just-
everyone can enroll in.
But I feel like I heard that like they were not letting all like international students take online classes. in
yeah,
the
but
US.
this was, I think, a loophole because that way it was quote unquote in person. So that
No, but I'm
they-
saying is that a rule like already in place that like international students cannot take online classes in the U.S. Like from the
No, I
US?
think the
Like what was the loophole for? Like what was the original?
I think it was for this kind of situation.
yeah.
Where because they've never had so many international students eligible to take online classes before, where they're already paying money through universities and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think this is everything right now is a fucking whirlwind of no one knows what the hell's going on. So
Yeah.
When you do go back, do you know what your roommate's going to be, who it's going to be yet, or is that something that you figure out later?
So I filled out my housing lottery. I think like middle of June, and they got back to me like in 2 weeks saying like I got like my first option. So that was nice. But
have you reached out?
Huh?
Have you reached out?
No, but they haven't said anything. They're gonna do like rooming or your roommate assignment. I think like 2 or 3 weeks before move-in date. I didn't put a preference because I didn't really know anyone going. So I just let them decide for me.
Can't get better than your freshman year roommate.
Yeah. I mean, this will be nice because the room's already nice and like you get your own room. You don't have to like share a room, or I think I get my own room and bathroom. So
Then what was a roommate then?
it just shares that like flat, or I guess it's just a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom place. So I guess the roommate just shares like the shared space outside, like the
Mhm.
kitchen and the.
Oh,
living
okay.
room. The
So
place
it's
is
like
nice
it's
as
like a
hell.
2-person suite.
Yeah,
Ah,
I don't know what the word was for it. Yeah, sweet.
sweet.
Yeah, so that would automatically be better than my freshman year dorm.
What are you talking about, bro? Fucking melted
Dude.
ice cream.
Did we talk about that here?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think we did talk about
Cut
roommate.
it out though. I cut out the roommate story.
Oh yeah, it's too long.
But yeah, for those who don't know, Haran's roommate freshman year,
Was a
what was
goat.
it before winter break?
Before Thanksgiving break.
Before Thanksgiving break, he left a bunch of ice cream in the fridge, and you guys might know that like when you go on break, they basically turn off all the electricity. So they say, take out everything from your fridge. And I guess his roommate just forgot. And so when Haran came back, he just opened the fridge and
No, I opened my dorm room, and the first thing I see is like melted ice cream just on the floor. But it was like, but I guess it was like somewhat cold, so it was like kind of like stuck. It was like frozen to the floor, not frozen,
Mm.
but like it was like stuck to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
floor. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I opened the freezer, and then I just see like, all of it just like all in my freezer. It took like an hour to clean, but the worst part, it wasn't even cleaning. It was the smell that stayed after. Like the thing was, I guess we didn't have AC, so like I just had to like try to use the outside like fresh air to take the smell out, but it didn't really work. And I got like I think it's like some like vinegar thing that you can like put in the freezer. No.
What you call me?
It was like some vinegar packet, I think, that you put like in the freezer that like helped get rid of smells. But it didn't do as much as I hoped it would. So yeah, that unfortunately happened. But then my roommate left second semester, so
He was scared of the repercussions he was gonna face.
Turan, didn't you leave waffles in our fridge?
yes, I did.
Were they blue?
Dude, let me tell you, like ice cream, it just turns into milk, right? Waffles are sus when they're not frozen, dude. they turn like soggy, and there's like waffle water that comes out of it.
I've never been called a waffle water before.
What was it? What was it grape water? What was
For
it?
what? A grapefruit?
No. What was the water thing? Remember when you were like doing cooking in the apartment? You said something about. Wasn't it him? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It was like he was like I think you were like
Oh,
you were cutting something and then like there was like
Yeah.
water coming out.
oh, yeah.
Was that onion?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Tomatoes.
Was
Red
it fruit or
peppers.
was it?
It was
What,
some
what else do you
vegetable.
cut though?
It was
Green
definitely
pepper?
Carrot water?
Green pepper?
carrot water. It was
Carrot-
definitely carrot water.
Oh.
I don't know why I said that.
Wait, so what? What happened?
No, he was like cutting like I think he just washed the carrot and then he started cutting the carrot and then like I actually don't understand.
I don't think it
what
was
happened.
carrot.
Was it carrot?
Why would carrots leak
No.
water when
It
you're
wouldn't
cutting
leak
them?
water though. I don't know what it was. It was just super dumb.
Harsha's only cut a handful of vegetables in his
Yeah.
life, dude. There's only so many it could be. Is it kiwi? I know that's a fruit.
I never cut that.
Okay.
Green
Uh,
pepper?
It could be.
Red
No,
pepper?
There's not much water in there.
Orange pepper?
For me, I think it was grape water.
Yellow
Grape.
pepper?
I was like, you can't.
Why would he
I-
cut
I
it?
don't think you were cutting. I think you were just
Uh,
like washing them or something.
Rice?
Rice water?
Grape water.
Grape water. Whatever. It's
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, don't
Completely
don't,
random.
don't don't leave don't leave Eggo waffles in your fridge that doesn't have electricity going through it.
Thank God I wasn't there for that when Turin was cleaning out the shit.
I called my dad. I called my dad. I was like, what do I do with this? And he's like,
Eat
you
it.
fucking dumbass. he's like, you're so stupid.
and then hung up to give any advice.
Oh, no. No, he's just like grab some Clorox wipes or something. Yeah.
The most valuable currency in the world right now.
I remember using a whole Febreze can though because it did smell.
So Harsha, what's going on in your life?
Man.
On Monday, I'm taking the GMAT. I've been studying all summer for it, so I'm ready to get that done.
What the
done and
fuck is
over
that?
with.
To
Oh.
explain what the fuck that is.
Oh, it's a test for people that want to go get their MBA or go to business school.
But didn't you do engineering?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you
Um,
can't make the NBA.
Yeah, so I'm
We
studying
should
for
see
that.
That could have been a good segment to the one we want to talk about later. Damn it. I will reuse it.
Oh yeah, I've been studying for that all summer, so I'm happy to get that done and over with on Monday, and then do fuck all for 2 weeks until I start working.
Nice.
Other than that, I'm excited that the NBA is back. Came back yesterday. 2 great games. I know Haran
Was
has
the
a lot.
first game? Was that good?
They lost by 2.
Wait, who played?
was it
'Cause
good?
I haven't kept
I
up
didn't
with
watch
it.
it.
Honestly.
It was Zion who played for like 15 minutes. The Pelicans
Mhm.
and the Jazz. Who Rudy Gobert, who like popular or not, he shut down the league pretty much by.
We were
doing,
all
like, the-
together that night.
Yeah, that was the night of Topgolf
Mm.
when we all were like, "Oh shit, the NBA shut down."
Yeah.
It was his fault, and it was funny because they played the first game back, and he was the first one to score in the whole league since it came
Oh,
back.
that's the guy who touched all the mics.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not getting corona.
Yeah, and he's the
What a
one who
fucking
ruined it for
idiot, dude.
everybody.
Mike Conley popped up.
Finally.
He learned how to play basketball.
And then the Lakers and the Clippers played. So Kawhi was probably the third best player last night,
After Paul George.
and
LeBron.
Anthony Davis. No, LeBron was pretty bad. Even Harsha knows LeBron was pretty bad.
Wait, I saw a bunch of LeBron clips yesterday on Twitter.
It
Yeah,
was
because he
probably
had
the
that
same
one. He had
one
that one
twice.
dunk in the first half,
Yeah.
and then he clamped up Kawhi in the last play.
Foul.
Yeah, those are the two I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah,
I mean, like, he didn't have,
And then-
he didn't have a horrible game.
and then he had a pretty bad game.
But for his standards, I think it was not that great.
Yeah, I mean the shot
What
that
was
he
the stats?
made,
What was the stats?
it was like 13 and
16, 11, and 7. This is
What was his shooting stats though?
oh
trash. Like probably 6 for 19 or something like that.
Jesus, yeah.
But can you really expect any more from him? I mean, it's his 17th season. He's almost a washed up.
He
Washed
actually
up.
17 season.
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
Twitter. the same tweet from the clip.
dude, his beard is so gross.
But his
He
hair,
trimmed it
He's
yesterday. It was
gray
pretty good
now,
now.
right? He's
Yeah,
going
But his
gray.
hair is I don't know. About
But his hair always been sus.
yeah,
Like,
but
we all
I was a
know.
little more
Oh.
sus yesterday.
Mm,
I mean, it was not peak.
peak fake.
Yeah,
hair.
Peak
yeah,
fake hair.
but I mean, yeah.
I can't believe Harsh is attracted to old men now.
Oh my god.
Okay, yo. Calm.
What was your biggest takeaway from that game?
Mhm. I'm glad the Lakers won. They definitely need to play better, obviously, if they're going to beat them in a 7-game series, but it's definitely still possible. And first game back after 4 months, it makes sense for it to go out that way. And then LeBron played well in the last 2 minutes. And that's the reason they won.
That's true. Yeah. My favorite play was like LeBron's like game winning shot where he
God.
just shot and got his rebound, and then like it was just like everyone just not reacting, but he was the only one to react. I mean, it was definitely partially lucky, but
It was so lucky.
it
like,
speaks to his his aggression. There is no aggression. There is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, is that the TikTok I sent you?
Yeah. I've seen like they use that audio all the time now. Like all the new guys have been using it. Shout out Angry Rant Man. He's a Chelsea fan, and he does like hilarious reaction to whenever when they win or lose.
Bro,
Because he sounds pissed off both times.
it's just like Arsenal TV, dude.
Yeah.
My favorite part of last night was not even part of the game. It was during the Inside the NBA, which is probably what I missed the most. So for those that don't know, Lou Williams went out of the bubble that the NBA is in Orlando, and he went to Atlanta for quote unquote personal reasons, but he was seen at Magic City, which is a strip club in Atlanta, and he got ratted out thanks to Jack Harlow. A picture on his like IG story or something. And Lou Will's defense has been that he was just getting wings there at the strip club, which is exactly what it's known for, right? But Kenny the Jet Smith, who was usually the least funny person on the show, was like, we all know Lou Will didn't go there for the wings. He went there for the thighs and the legs. So that was my favorite part of last night, especially because
the desk they have now is
Dude,
so fucking funny.
the desk they have is probably 20 feet wide because they have it socially distanced, quote unquote, where they have like plexiglass panels in between the four of them. But in order to keep the 6 feet, it's just such a big fucking desk that it takes up the entire screen. There's no room for anything else.
Can you still run back to like the big screen? When
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, he was like, I know nobody can chase me because they're not allowed to.
they have this crazy graphic where he's actually like
Inside.
pictured on the court, and when he's analyzing replays. So then when he did that last night and he came running back to the desk, he came back with a box of wings.
Yeah.
You're such trolls.
You saying he like no one can chase him
Yeah.
like makes me think that right now is probably the worst time to try to be a serial killer. Because you can't go after anybody.
But you also couldn't go back after anyone before though.
Yeah, I
Because you're
mean-
committing a crime.
No. I mean that. You think a serial killer cares about like?
So you're saying
a
like
crime?
he'll commit a crime, but he'll get corona after?
Yeah. Because like imagine like you stab somebody, right, and their blood gets like splattered on your face or something, right? Then you get corona.
Yeah,
if
then
they
you
have
just go to
corona.
the hospital and be like, "Hey man, I'm trying to kill someone, but they started bleeding
Did
on
they
me.
cure you?
I need some cure."
True AIDS.
After, should we make some playoff predictions?
No, man, it's too soon, man. The bubble is just bullshit, man. Like,
Bubbles bullshit.
yeah.
I'll make some predictions.
Oh no.
All right.
Go. I'll listen to only Truth's.
Who's your?
Okay.
What are you predicting? Like,
Cavs do not make it.
Well,
They-
they're not
they
even.
are-
They're not even there.
insane
Oh, okay.
prediction.
You already won that one.
I think Raptors won't do as well this year.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, then they can't do better.
I'm thinking about Zion. I'm thinking about his abilities. You know, if he trains well this season, you know, who knows
Wait,
what he
are
can do.
Pelicans in the playoffs right now?
No, they have to
They're
make
like
it
10th.
to the play-in game.
Interesting. So Pelicans aren't there. Won't be there.
Well, I
Won't
mean,
do well.
Zion's just limited by his number. I mean, like his time playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wait, why does he have limited time?
Because he left for a family emergency, and so he had to re-quarantine in order to enter the bubble.
Mhm.
So he wasn't able to practice for I think 5 or 6 days, interact with the team or anything because he left the bubble and had to come back. And so he pretty much had like a week and a half without any physical activity. So
Yeah.
he has to get his stamina back. And
Holy
it
shit.
just sucks because he was on minute limitation at the beginning of the season too, right?
yeah, I mean for
Or
his
injuries.
yeah, but I mean now everybody's taking so many precautions. Like what you're seeing in baseball right now is that they're talking about canceling their season, which just started because like half of a team apparently tested positive, and they canceled all of their games this weekend because of a bunch of the games this weekend because of a bunch of teams are starting to produce positive tests or inconclusive negative tests,
Mhm.
which is what the NBA is worried about. Because on my way up, some player on Sacramento Kings who are in the bubble didn't produce a positive test, but he produced an inconclusive negative test. And so because the tests that they're getting are not the ones that usually the public are getting, where it takes more than 72 hours for a response. They have these tests that, while they give you, I think, a response in either 48 hours or less than that, I
Less
think
accurate.
I think they have a greater chance of error.
Mhm.
And so what like executives and like officials are worried about in terms of the NBA they're worried about false positives and inconclusive tests. And so if you give like a player gets a false positive test, they go out on the floor that night, they're coming into contact with their entire team, the entire other team, all of the officials. And there's not that many like camera people or announcers, and even if there are, they're set back a bit, like more than usual.
Wait, are there announcers live at the games, or are they all
They're
playback?
There's a few live at the games, like the major network ones are live at the
It's
games.
like Mike Breen will be live and stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and last night Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan
know.
they're not courtside like they usually are, but they're set back, but they're still there.
Did they show the camera on it? I
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
parts of
They
it.
had just like inside the NBA, they had a plexiglass thing in between them
yeah.
as well.
True.
But just one person who they don't even have to be like an important player. Like if they just get on the court for 5 minutes a game, they're gonna come into contact with another like 40 people, and then it's just gonna spread so quickly again that it's just gonna shut everything down. So it's just everybody's really not sure where this is gonna go right now, because that's what they were worried about in the first place.
So saying all that, should we be coming down on Lou Williams a bit harder than we are?
Oh, absolutely.
Because one action like that can actually fuck up the whole season.
Suspended him 2 games or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
10-day quarantine for him.
Which is he's gonna miss 2 like games that count.
Why would they give him a 10-day quarantine if they know that it takes 2 weeks to see symptoms?
They listen, all of the stuff that the punishments, and for Zion coming back in, I think he also had to produce a negative test before even coming into the bubble, and then had to quarantine after as well.
Mhm.
But they get tested, I think it's every day.
Bro.
Which is
Look at that dude.
fucking Nets givers, man. So yeah, they get tested so frequently that even if they don't show symptoms, I think it's easier for them to like understand that there may be these inconclusive tests and stuff like that. So it's tough because, right, a 10-day quarantine, that just means fuck all. Like, you're not punishing him. Like, there's people who are like, you have to kick him out of the bubble because he brought,
Jeopardizing.
yeah,
the whole
like,
team.
first of all, no offense to people who work in that profession, but a strip club is nasty, man. Like, even without a pandemic,
How
there's
is it
some
running?
shit
Like,
going
how's
on.
that open?
Bro, they have a cap on how many people
Be
can
in there.
You know, no cap. But
But that doesn't matter because like whoever goes in just leaves their germs basically.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like unless you're cleaning in between every person that comes in, there's no point.
yeah, it don't make no sense. So it's just nasty, man. Like, it doesn't make any sense. They only gave him it's just bullshit how they pretty much a slap on the wrist, and he was just cracking jokes and making memes about it after anyway. So he didn't give a fuck. You clearly did not like punish him enough to where they actually care. And they have like a hotline where you can report players for like not wearing masks and stuff like that. And everybody's like, if you call the snitch line, like, we know who you are. Like,
Why not just call and say like a player that you don't like or you don't want
Exactly.
to play?
like, or like somebody you're gonna face tomorrow. Let's
Yeah.
have like you and like 3 of your teammates calling like that guy. Like,
it's like that kind of culture. Like I seen it on TikTok too, where it's a kind of like a battle in the comments between when people like film outside videos and those people saying like doing a dance or something like aren't wearing masks, and then like people in the comments being like, oh, why do you care like if they're wearing masks? Well, like that shouldn't be like that
Yeah.
should never be like a mindset. But
Right.
like those kind of thinkers like in the nation are what is like still causing this to like stay prevalent, you know?
yeah.
Like I don't know like why it's considered a snitch line. Like I mean I understand what they're trying to do, and it's still kind of funny to think about just because it's the NBA and like you know the
Yeah.
players involved and like how like most of them are just like I mean like they're kind of just like jokesters most of like half the
Yeah.
time off the court at least.
Yeah.
So I think it's going away anytime.
It's just
soon.
so frustrating that like we're still behind. Like for what reason?
We're so far
for
behind.
for no reason. Like this thing could have totally been avoided for us if it wasn't for the fucking dumbass fucker.
That's his official title now.
Dumbass fucker, yeah.
The official dumbass.
Daff.
Daff.
Daff reminds me of, you know, that movie, I don't know if it was Disney or Netflix or whatever, but it was like Designated Ugly Fat Friend.
Oh my god.
Have you guys heard of that?
What?
I mean, I've heard that term, but I thought it was
Duff?
just
Yeah,
like
wait,
Duff.
Duff.
Yeah.
That just
That's
Hillary?
a movie, right?
Yeah, it's a movie. I mean, I
Richard
never
Movie?
saw it, but it's
Yeah,
about,
so.
like,
is Hillary Duff in it?
no.
Oh.
No.
Then it would have been a good movie.
what about Hillary Daff?
Wait, that was actually a movie title.
No. It was like the Duff, and then like in the trailer, like the first thing they said was like, "What's a Duff?" Like, that's my designated ugly fat friend.
Oh my god, dude.
So that like it's about like
Actual-
I think it's about how like a bunch of popular kids bring
Right.
this ugly girl to like
Yeah.
parties and stuff so that they seem better.
Yeah.
Wait,
But then
Demi
like the
Lovato in
popular
this
guy
movie?
falls in love with like the Duff. What'd you say? What'd you say?
He said, was Demi Lovato in this movie?
Dude, Harsha, why would you say that? Dude?
No,
That's-
Demi Lovato's not ugly.
No. I'm just saying she used to be like made fun of because she was chubby back back when she was on
She
Barbie.
still is chubby, but that's okay.
No, she's fine now.
Yeah, but thanks to heroin.
But the funniest thing will ever be is when Demi Lovato tried to get into like the 21 Savage memes on Twitter.
Wait, what?
So like
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
you know when 21 Savage like was like found out to be British
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
Twitter
in
popped
it.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I think it was like during the Super Bowl time, and then
Mhm.
Demi Lovato was like the best thing about the Super Bowl is like these 21 Savage memes going on, and as soon as that happened,
Bro.
the whole Twitter community just turned on Demi Lovato like, "Oh, you heroin addict!" Like, shut the fuck up. It was so messed up, man. Because like she's like gone through like so many years of like bullying and stuff.
And then
been
she's
to, like
just-
rehab,
And she deleted her account
yeah,
after
she did.
that.
Yeah, I think she's got engaged or married or something recently. So
What
congrats.
spoon?
Huh?
What?
She was always fucking that guy Wilder Valderrama. I have no idea who that is, but I always saw his name next to
Okay,
him.
but yeah, I think she got engaged or married recently. So good to her.
Do you
But
think,
let us know if that's fact.
Oh, speaking of people that did you see Megan Fox is dating Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
MGK,
bro?
bro?
My dude went from Summer Rae to Megan Fox to. I mean, he's.
I mean that's a 10-year age gap. Right?
Bro, I don't understand how, man. He looks like a heroin addict.
Him and
Like,
Demi
dead-
Lovato
no,
are
dead
perfect
ass-
for each other.
Deadass, if you took off his chains and if you like dressed him like a normal guy, like what would you dress like? And you saw him on the street, would you think he's a heroin addict? Yes or
I
no?
mean he's kind of skinny, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like mad pale too.
Yeah.
Just because he's white and skinny.
And
doesn't mean he's
pale.
hair. Oh, okay.
Okay, that was okay.
That's the line. Nah, he definitely. He's from like the Midwest, dude. Like he's not.
Really?
He like likes to act like he's like hood or something. Bro, you're probably from like Wichita or something.
Wichita.
Like, what are you talking about?
So tall.
Wichita, dude. But yeah, nah.
Oh, Bella Thorne was in Duff.
Really?
Yeah, 2015.
I almost saw Duff. Me and my friends, we were in
Duff.
junior year of high school and we weren't 17 yet. And we all wanted to watch Kingsman, which was rated R.
Ooh.
Mm.
So we went to Reston to watch the movie and we all got tickets to Duff. And we're like, okay, we'll buy tickets there. We'll sit there for a little while and then go up and watch Kingsman. And once we got there, we realized that Kingsman was in the theater that was upstairs in the thing, and we were downstairs. So we were like,
There's no way to
how,
get
how
up,
do we
yeah.
get upstairs? And then we like walked upstairs, and then the person there was like, hey, your movie's like down here. And we're like, oh, okay, can we change our movie? And we tried to figure out a movie that was upstairs. So we were like, oh, we want to watch this new SpongeBob movie. So then she was like, okay. So she like changed our tickets when we got the SpongeBob movie, and we walked upstairs. And then it was 4 of us, so 2 of us went in first, and we would tell the other 2 to come back after us. So we walked there, and then we sat right down, and the trailers were just finished. And we were like, oh shit, we're gonna watch this movie. And then the employees came back and found exactly where we were sitting, and they were like, you guys need to leave.
Oh shit.
And on the way out, we asked them, we were like, how did you figure out like where we were sitting so fast? It's so dark. And she was like, we have cameras.
Holy shit, they tracked you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so aggressive.
I'm like, I don't know why you care so much.
So what'd you end up watching?
Nothing. We got kicked out. We just went home.
Wait,
Wait,
so
you
they
think
they
you
didn't
lost-
give you
you
your
lost
money
money?
back?
I lost money, yeah. And then the other 2 people were like sitting at the concessions line. Yeah, they actually also left, but they were allowed to get vouchers
What?
because they didn't actually break the rules yet.
Dude, I remember, like, back in the day, it was like so easy to sneak into like rated R movies and stuff. Actually, it wasn't that easy. I remember I wanted to go to 22 Jump Street, and I think I was like 14 or 15 at the time, and we like my sister got in because she was of age, but then like I had to. I don't even share the story anymore. Basically, yeah, I heard what I said. I just had to I had to wait for her words because like she was watching the there's like a guy standing outside because 2022 Jump Street was like pretty. Oh no, 21. I think it was 21 Jump Street.
Oh, in it.
Yeah, what is it? I can't remember.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, she was watching like there was like a guard like at the front of the door, basically. Yeah, and like double checking like people going into the movie. And like back then they didn't have assigned seats, so like it was pretty easy to sneak in if like no one was like caring like what movie you're gonna go watch. So like there was like a 10-second window in which I could like run in and like get in, and like my sister like told me exactly the moment, and like I just ran, and then like right after I ran, like I looked behind me, and the guard like started like walking back towards the door, so like, I just missed him. And then like I had to like find a seat to sit in, and it was completely packed. So there was like one seat in the front, like which is like horrible because like your neck's gonna fucking hurt by the end of the movie. But I managed to sit there and no one else called me out on it. So
Me and my friends did that at Reston when We're the Millers came out.
ooh, that was a good movie.
Yeah, and we immediately we got the tickets for upstairs, and that's where the movie was. So we just walked into We're the Millers.
You
we
made the
didn't,
rookie mistake.
we didn't like buy any popcorn. We didn't buy nothing. We were just like, don't show any face. Like just go upstairs, go to the movie, right? Get upstairs, and then we're the first people in the movie theater because the movie we actually bought tickets for, the time was like earlier on.
Mhm.
So we were early for this We're the Millers movie, right? We went to the top, we sat in the back, and then as soon as we sat down, right, a guy that works there walks in, and he's like looking around and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's over, they know. He walks up the stairs, like dead ass towards us, right, and like he's not looking at us, but like we thought like he was coming to get us, right, so we were just sitting there, and we pulled out our phones to make it look like we were supposed to be there. And then he posted up like 2 rows in front of us, and then like started looking with a flashlight. And I think someone lost their phone or their wallet or something like that. So then he got it, and then he went back down. But our hearts were racing. I was like, "This is what it feels to be like a criminal."
I never had to deal with any of that because, well, first of all, I lived in New Hampshire, and that probably says enough to begin with. But I knew the family that owned the movie theater.
Oh,
so
shit.
they would just let us like get away with like whatever, because like one of their kids who was either a year above or a year below, depending on which kid it was, I knew who they were, and they just didn't give a shit. No, I was just like, yo, can I go see like this movie is rated R, and she's like, yeah, whatever, all right. Just pay the ticket and then like, you can go. Yeah, so there's a lot. This is perks of like being in a small area. You just know like people who run shit, and then you just like, I don't know, you don't get free shit, but like they'll let you slide with like more stuff.
But yeah, like back in the day, you could just like watch like 2-3 movies in a day if you got lucky with like what seat you chose to sit in. But now they have assigned seating, so it's like not as easy anymore.
I did that this past summer. We watched the new Spider-Man. What is it, Homecoming? The one with Jake Gyllenhaal. And then we went to like the movie theater right next door, which was Midsommar, whatever.
Oh,
the
that
horror movie.
movie's wild.
Yeah. The whole time, because it's a horror movie, or
Yeah.
horror thriller, whatever. And the whole time I was just geeking, and like other people in the movie theater were geeking too. But I was just like, fuck, I wish like our squad was watching it together, because we just obviously like when it's horror movies, we just talk the whole time and just make jokes. And I thought it'd be so funny if we watched it all together, especially in the movie theater. But it was still a good time.
Just like movies usually have intermissions, we're gonna take an intermission right now and listen to an ad this week. Welcome back. We are running out of topics, but I've heard that Tarun has an idea for us.
It's not even an idea. It's just something I saw, but I know nothing about.
Well,
So basically, I'm part of this AI, like artificial intelligence, like what do you call it? Newsletter, email list thingy, whatever.
fucking nerd.
It's like it's a part of work. So
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
all the employees are on that email list, right? And they were talking about how basically security cameras that run facial recognition software
are having
a
the
lot more-
masks.
are having a
Yeah.
lot more trouble because of the masks.
Dude, my iPhone does the same thing.
Mhm.
It's really annoying. Like every time, because I use Apple Pay at grocery store because I don't feel like putting my card in the thing,
Yeah.
taking it out. But so for the iPhone 11, obviously there's no button, so you have to double tap like the power button on the side to get Apple Pay to work, and it works by using facial recognition. So in order to even unlock my phone, either you have to take your mask off, which is not safe, or you have to fucking type in your password, which nobody wants to do anymore because we're all lazy as shit. But then that's to unlock the phone. And then to use Apple Pay, you have to do the whole process again. And so it's just a big bitch. And so I was thinking that maybe if you wore a mask and you got like a new facial recognition, you could just make a new face on your phone so that you could
Yeah.
just do
So
that.
that's what they were talking about next. Actually, so they like obviously the top half of your face isn't covered, right?
Right.
So people, they're discussing whether like you could print a face on like print the bottom half of your face, right?
On your
and
mask?
have
Yeah.
have the facial recognition software know if it's printed or if that's your real face. And so now they're working on like basically they scan millions and millions of faces, right? And they're trying to predict like what the bottom half of your face would look like if they just know the top.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Some Orochimaru shit for everybody that watches Naruto. I've watched way too much of Naruto.
What season are you on?
I'm at like the end of season 6.
Let's hype.
I've been on the slowdown.
Let's ship it in, right? No?
What?
Ship it in?
No.
Oh, what?
There's 9 seasons in the OG Naruto.
Oh, you're right. I don't know why I thought it was 4.
No.
I'm thinking of Hunter.
Yeah, no. I like knew most of the first 4 seasons, but like everything now is just new to me because I watched it when I was younger. But it's just fucking.
It goes hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I always like Naruto, but
Mhm.
like it just pisses me off sometimes when like a battle takes like 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's
what
what-
pisses me off.
That's why you gotta watch on like 4
No,
times speed.
no. Bruh, I'm not. The episodes are only 20 minutes long.
No. Okay, that's fine. Like I didn't bump it up until 4 or 5 times speed until the very like final battles
Mm,
where it was probably like 80 episodes
mhm.
for like the thing to end, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I just want to see the end at this
Yeah.
point, right? And so the first 4 or 5 minutes are a recap of what
Yeah,
already happened, and then the last 5 minutes are just them talking.
yeah.
So then there's like middle like 6 to 8 minutes
Of
that are actually
actual-
useful.
Yeah.
And if I'm trying to forward through the first 5, I just put it on like 4 times speed so that
Yeah.
once I got to the middle, I was just like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, luckily Netflix has this thing where like you can skip the intro and
Yeah.
you can skip
Yeah,
the
yeah.
recap, which is like, thank you.
Dude, that feature really spoils you because as soon
Yeah.
as I got to the part like Shippuden, which is like the second part of
Right.
Naruto that's not on Netflix,
Yeah,
you obviously don't have that feature because you have to go through like sus-ass
Yeah.
websites to watch it.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is
But the
like,
feature
worst
that
thing.
really fucks you on Netflix is the keep watching. That like
Dude,
for sure.
No, that's fine.
No, but I'm saying
it's
like
so-
that shit ropes you in so easily. Cause like I remember like I feel like this countless amount of times where I'm watching a show and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like stop watching. And then right when I say that, like keep watching, it just ended and then it just goes on to the next episode and I'm like, oh fuck. I can't stop watching now.
Especially if you're like in bed and already.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you don't want
yeah.
to get up and
Yeah.
turn it off.
Oh, I'm spoiled too because now that I have this smart TV, it has a Netflix button on the remote, so it just goes to the Netflix app,
Mhm.
and then every 2 episodes it does the "Are you still watching?" thing, which is mad annoying, especially when they're only 20 minutes long. So every like 40 minutes, I have to be like, "Yes, I'm still watching."
Yeah.
Come on, you know I'm gonna watch like 8 episodes in a row. Like you should know that by now. But yeah, the time that I got the most mad was in the first season. They have this like battle on this bridge, right? They're like guarding this bridge builder or whatever. And like I already knew what was happening because I was very familiar with the first season. But it took like 6 episodes for them just to fucking resolve the problem on the bridge. And I was like, listen, can you just like you could probably condense like it was a big part of the first season, which like I understand why it was so long, but it took 6 episodes. It really could have taken like 2. And they could have just had it over with. And it was just a bunch of bullshit. But still a great show. And hopefully it ends in a good way.
When did Naruto actually end? Like that the one that you're watching?
I'm not sure.
I know that it started in 06, like that's what it says on Netflix, and so I imagine probably like 2011 or like something like that. True.
Actually, I saw a TikTok recently that was interesting. It was like You guys know the headband episode of Avatar? It's the one where he acts like Kuzan or whatever. and goes to the Fire Nation school.
In the school, yeah.
Yeah, and so
The one
TikTok
that you said the girl's bad, like last a couple episodes ago.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you definitely said that.
I did not say that, bro.
You most
I did not
definitely-
say that. I said
You
that
remember
from
that,
I said that from those are my views when I was her age,
Right, but you still said
but not anymore though.
it.
That's off limits.
But she got older too. So did you.
What?
Right? You know.
Anyway,
Continue.
whatever. Yeah. So in the headband episode,
Suspect.
basically the girl on the TikToks was saying like, remember how weird it was watching that episode and seeing how the Fire Nation, completely glossed over their genocide in the textbooks and made it seem like they were great people and they had to do like basically their Pledge of Allegiance and Pledge of Allegiance in air quotes because you guys can't see me.
Wouldn't it be fire quotes?
Ha! That's
Just shut
fire.
up. Just shut up.
That's fire.
That's fire.
That's so AIDS. Anyway, but like, I thought that was crazy. I never realized that before. Like the parallelism within our country and the Fire Nation.
Yeah, I think like the Germans. I'm pretty sure they covered the Nazi reign and like the Holocaust like in depth and like they make sure to like to I guess not just like separate themselves from that history, but I guess like teach their students about it and show how the country's moved on from it and like how
Right.
it's become like a world power since then. A good world power, I guess.
I mean, I was gonna say they were world power. Don't get me wrong. Shout out us. Great movie. Us?
I haven't seen it yet.
Not
Which
me
one-
either. I just I heard, you know.
Seen Us?
Yeah.
Wait, which one's us?
We've seen
Jordan
that. We
Peele
watched
movie?
it.
Oh no, we watched that together.
We
Right?
watched it together.
I remember I've seen
I
it.
thought we watched.
No, we didn't watch it together. I watched it by
I
myself.
don't watch it.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I
I
think I,
thought we
watched
Oh
it.
no, I watched it last summer without you guys.
I think I watched it by myself.
Yeah,
too.
Alright,
How
you're
was
right.
it though?
It was good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I
I'm
like
sorry.
Get Out more for sure,
Yeah, me
but
too.
Us was also good.
Wait, us is scarier, right? Is that what it is?
Nah, I
It's
wouldn't
not
say
scary.
scary.
I guess like
They're
Because
both-
Get Out's not scary.
They're both just thrillers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Us is scary though.
us is just kind of wild.
Yeah, it's like trippy almost.
Yeah.
So I heard that you guys went on a little nature adventure the other day.
Yeah,
I
so
wanna-
the three of us, me, Harsha, Tarun, and then one of our friends from high school, joined us on a hike, in where was the location again? Like
Front Royal, Virginia?
Front Royal. It's like close to where 66 divides into 81 north and
Oh,
south.
I was there earlier today.
Yeah, I had a lot of traffic getting there. But anyway, the hike was called I can't remember the name.
Bizarre Rock.
Buzzard Rock.
Bizarre.
Buzzard
like,
Rock.
like the helicopter in GTA.
Oh,
Oh,
facts.
Yes.
right.
All right, I'm contributing. Go on.
I got lost on my way there because I went to a different entrance to the the park or whatever it was. But yeah, it wasn't too long of a hike. It was like about a mile and a half up and down.
Two, right?
Yeah, like a mile and a half.
So like 3 miles like total. And yeah, it wasn't too intense. I'd probably recommend it. We were just like sussed out at the beginning because I thought it'd be more people on the trail. At least I was sussed out. I thought it'd be more people on the trail, or expected more cars to be there. When we pulled up, it was just us. There was only our 2 cars there. But people was like kind of showed up after we had already gotten to like to the summit, or like some of the summit. So like the hike goes on for like 7-8 miles, but we only did like the first 2 miles because we're not expert hikers. And also we went kind of late, so we wanted to make sure we were down in time, just in case it got dark and stuff.
If you know, you know.
But I guess the most interesting part of the hike was when we were coming down,
Descending.
descending. When we were coming down, that was so unnecessary.
I
When you're
felt like I needed to contribute.
when you're coming down, we went down a rather steep part. It's because like when we came up, we couldn't like climb up that part, so I decided to lead the group down the steeper part because I was like, oh, we can probably handle this. So I went first, and then like the others followed, and Harsha was like doing all right, but then like he kind of like slipped on one part, right?
Because
Yeah.
the dirt there was really fine. It was like kind of sandy in a sense, so it
There's
was
no
pretty
rocks.
slippery. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't really get traction.
Yeah.
So like Harsha slipped at one point, and then so he essentially had to basically run down the hill just like because he could because of the momentum. And luckily, I was standing right at the end of it, so like I managed to catch him. Or he might have just kept on going down.
Reminds me of, like like when they added in vines or stuff where basically people just like turn off the edge of a cliff and the car just flies
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
yeah.
It was like that.
How romantic.
Yeah.
I just want to interject two completely unrelated things. One, did you know you could pin comments on Instagram?
What do you mean pin
Like
comments?
Yeah.
the poster.
It told me that, but I didn't know how.
I don't know. I was, just on Instagram while Haram was rambling on, and Addison Ray posted.
Rambling on.
Oh, listen, you do that a lot, buddy, and so do I. It's okay.
Descending.
Yes, I was descending on Instagram, and I saw Addison Ray post, and it was like, "Oh, post this if something fans this or this." I don't fucking care, but
Wait, what?
yeah, I don't care.
Is it OnlyFans?
No,
Oh, that's what I heard.
not yet. Goddamn. Oh, please, Lord.
Bro, relax. She's like 20.
2.
What? I thought she was
She's like 20. So wait, what? Why?
Wait, why? Yeah, if she's
what's the
20,
problem
that's
with that?
straight.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I feel it's still kind of young, right?
20 is not young.
Yo, sus.
Alright, cut that. Continue.
Anyway.
Nah, I mean, you can leave it 20 is not young. That's 2 years younger than us. That's not even 2 years.
No, but I
from
feel
me.
like once you're 21, then like okay, maybe like you're
Oh,
like,
all
a
right,
full-fledged
America.
adult.
Anyway,
What's the age gap between your parents?
No, I'm saying to become an OnlyFans, like have an OnlyFans.
no,
To
it's-
become an
Become an
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, yeah. To have an OnlyFans.
no, it's 18.
No, I'm just saying I feel like 18 is kind of young, in my opinion.
Amen.
Listen, you know how YouTubers, like people on YouTube are called YouTubers? So what do they call people on OnlyFans?
Only
the only
the
Only
OnlyFans. I don't know.
OnlyFansers?
horse. And the other thing is a personal achievement of mine. I now have 17,000 Gmail notifications on my phone.
Holy shit!
Holy shit, let me
You
check
had
it out,
to
man.
leave?
I'm probably up there too.
No, man, I
I don't
tried at the
believe you.
beginning. I tried at the beginning, but I just couldn't keep up anymore just because there was so much spam and everything. Like things that were supposed to be in the spam folder did not get moved to the spam folder. I just was like, I can't fucking keep up with this.
Yeah, I didn't delete, and then like when I was hanging out with like my mechanical engineering friends at Tech, like they gave me so much shit when they saw like my inbox, and I was like, "Holy shit, you have like 1,000 unread," and I'm like, "Yeah, what? I don't know." I don't
Bro,
know.
it's just too much,
I
man.
just
Like,
don't- half the time it's just like random ass emails from like our like dean like saying like some bullshit I don't care about.
Yeah, I still get stupid ass like hokey club stuff.
Dude,
Do you get that?
yeah,
I can't block them.
I get it
Why am I
on.
still getting tech emails
It
about
was
like
worth it, though, for the
incoming
free shirt.
students and stuff too?
No, so I get it
Yeah.
on my tech email, right? Just because tech, and then I ordered something and used my home email too. So I get it on my tech email, and then every time, 3 minutes later, I get it on my other email. It's the same fucking email. It's so annoying.
Yeah, like, I'm still getting email by my counselor about like oh hey juniors like think about like the class you'll be taking like next year. I'm like, what the fuck am I getting this email for? And it's like disregard like the first time I was like disregard this email if this doesn't pertain to you. Like just fucking take me off the emailing list. I don't understand what's so hard.
Oh no, did it go to 17,000? Oh, it went to 7. I'm gonna delete it. I would just to keep it at 17,000.
So now you can start deleting your emails?
No, I'm gonna keep it always at 17,000. Sorry, Apple TV. I don't even use you. See, this is what I mean. Like I don't use that shit. Like why? Whatever. All right, so yeah, I'm glad you guys had fun on the hike, though. Getting back to
Yeah,
the
it was-
original topic.
It was nice like to be outside and doing something like somewhat active, I guess.
No, yeah, I was telling them that when I left, I was like, "Hey, mom, I'm going on a hike with Harsha and Haran," and she was like, "No, what are you actually doing?"
Actually, speaking of active, sorry, I fucking stumbled on my words there. Didn't you two guys do your run last week that you guys were joking about before?
Dude, it was barely even a run for me. So okay.
Oh,
I'll explain
okay,
it from
big
my
man.
per-
Oh, okay.
No, I'll explain it from my perspective, right? I mean, like, I think Harsha is definitely a more fit guy than I am, just because he plays ball and stuff like that, and so he
Nice.
actually has some sense of cardio and like some sort of ability there. But even when we were at Tech, like I never ball, right? And so I would just lift, and so I never did cardio. But it was still like okay because I was lifting and like walking to class and all that stuff. When I got home, I did fuck all, dude. Like I've actually done no exercise like all of quarantine, like pretty much nothing other than maybe like a couple walks with my parents and stuff. And then I pulled up to I was basically just like angry one morning because I was like, I'm getting fat, so I need to like do something about it. So I texted Harsha at like 10 or 11.
It's like you know how to be
Probably 12 or 1 because
Yes.
I woke up then.
So you're like you know
Okay.
how it's being fat.
No. I didn't say all that. I was just like, hey man, Harsha, like I know you don't even like running, but would you want to run with me today? And he said, yeah, man, let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah, so Harsha plotted out like a route, and it was like 3 miles. I was like, I could probably do 3 miles, like maybe not like running the whole time, but I could probably make it through, right?
Oh no.
Get to Harsha's. Harsha's like, we left his house at 8:02, and the mile basically route basically brought us back to his house, right? And he was like, let's get back here at 8:10. I was like, all right, 8-minute mile, like
you
I
sure?
can maybe
Oh my
try, like
God.
I'll try, right? My man's Harsha fucking goes, bruh. And I was like, holy shit, like it was pretty fast. I think I ran for 4 minutes straight before I had to like just stop, before
Yeah.
I almost like I couldn't breathe. Like
yeah.
Harsha, I think Harsha made it, you made it the whole way around, right? One go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just sweating so much. It was so painful, it was so boring.
It's so
It's
damn
so, it's so
hot, bro.
unnecessary. Just like fuck, like it's so easy. I wish I could just swim, man. But yeah.
I mean, there's other forms of exercise
Mhm.
that involve running. You try like biking and stuff too.
I was thinking about doing jump rope.
That's
know
actually yeah.
a lot of
that's
people do,
That's like high
like-
intensity.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be more fun. I actually saw like they have a jump rope, like electronic jump rope thing, and it comes with an app, and it tells you. Like I actually don't really know what the fuck it does, but I don't know. Electronic jump rope with an app kind of sounds cool.
Bro, it sounds like we fit.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna get it because I think it's a couple $100, but
My family recently got a stationary bike for our living room, so I think I'll be exercising a little bit more that way.
I
too.
think you should, every time that there's a Lakers game on, you should run or
Yeah.
use this
you
stationary.
put it
bike.
right in front of the TV.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we had a treadmill here because I've been running outside and like, it's just so demotivating when like after I do a mile, like I'm not even that tired, but it's just so fucking hot that I don't even
Yeah.
want to keep running. I just like
Yeah.
kind of stop.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I wish I had a treadmill or like a what are those? What are they like the stair climbers called? There's like a not stair
Stairs.
climbers.
Elliptical.
Yeah,
We have one right here.
Oh god, I'm taking it with me then. Yeah, no, I wish I had one of those at home just because like yeah, it's a variety of like stuff that you can do, and plus yeah, I mean, I don't mind going outside. Like I like doing stuff outside, but sometimes it's too humid. That's the main problem.
I guess we're entering like the prime time to be doing stuff outside because I think like in August and September it's like good enough weather where it's not too hot, but
Dude, August,
Not
at
too
least
cold.
for me, was always the hottest month of the year.
July for me at least.
Really?
At least in Virginia, I think.
I mean,
July.
yeah.
what's gonna be frustrating is once it starts getting like cold. I know that actually this past year it wasn't cold at all, really, in January. But
global warming. In it.
yeah, but like if it does get cold this winter, and we're in quarantine, it's gonna be like hell. Like at least we can go outside and do stuff now, but oh fuck, it's gonna be so bad.
Way to end everything on a positive note, guys. Before we leave, we got one more internal question from our number one analyst over there, Harsha.
It's a hell of an introduction.
I don't want to go after that. So since the NBA is back and all, and everyone's talking about the different teams there, like LA, Bucks, and people are saying that the Rockets are the biggest threat to messing up an LA conference finals.
Yes.
Okay, that's not a question.
End the question.
But they're explaining that their roster is like small ball, even micro ball, like heavy threes and layups, right? Efficiency.
Yeah.
And you can distinguish teams based on their playing style like that.
Yeah.
Is there that type of thing in soccer as well? Like a 3-point emphasis, like efficiency based, like Rockets, or like a big man oriented offense like the Lakers? Like it's easier to do it that way, but what about in soccer?
I think-
I'll go first
yeah.
because Haran definitely knows way more than I do, so I'll get what I understand out of the way.
Can I
I-
say something first?
No.
Can I? I mean,
Yes.
okay. Isn't that kind of like the formations that they run? In a sense, is that what you're saying?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Like dependent on the formations. That they
Kind
run?
of.
Yeah, it's kind of depend. Yeah, I think.
Well, yeah, formations, but it's also the system that the players like go to, because, and it does play into the formation, because usually what they determine the formations by, like the types of players that you have on the team. Like if you have a lot of like fast players, you will play more players usually on the outside, and then they'll like diving, like the wingers or the outside midfielders or something like that. Even the strikers can sometimes be really slow or really fast or whatever. But a lot of, I mean, I guess it's very similar when it comes down to system, because some teams are known for having specific types of players in their system. And then like I don't know. First thing that comes to my mind is like Barcelona earlier, like in the 2010s. Like they had a very like pass heavy type of soccer
The
where like
tiki-taka.
the tiki taka where you would there was just so much build up where you could go from the defense to attack. It would just be like short passes. They just pass the ball around so much they'd break you down like that. So that it's not like a universal thing. Right now, 3-point is such a league wide emphasis that like I don't know. It's just a huge trend that everybody pretty much is following one way or the other. But for soccer, there's so many different ways of like, and some teams don't even focus that much on offense. They'll just focus their ability on defensively because like in soccer, there's ties, and you still get like league points from ties. And so like a tie isn't obviously it's not as bad as a loss, but like tying against a good team is like still seen as a good result if you're like not a super great team. So yeah, there's different systems, but I think there's just more variation in the types of systems you can run in soccer. Not just because there's more players, but there's like just different types of players across the pitch.
Yeah, like Christian basically summed it up pretty well. The system you play is very dependent on the manager that you have. Like the manager usually chooses the system, and then some players in the club somewhat suffer from that, and like they have to like find a new club, and then the manager will start bringing in players that fit his system that he wants to play. But yeah, like if you're looking for like more like there's systems for like where like a lot of bully ball and like physical play, and those teams are usually more defensive, and they like get you on the counter attack, which will have like fast wingers and like a really dominant striker up top. Like a prime example is Atletico Madrid with like Diego Costa up front. Like he just bullies defenders and gets his way in the box most of the time. But I feel like a lot of like I think now more than ever people are trying to gravitate towards like the Barca style, in which like they want to play more fluid soccer and not just like loft balls up into the box and hope for the best. Because fans play a part in this too, and like they'll like call out their manager when they don't see like the type of football that they want to be watching. So a lot of like the smaller teams like they get recognized if they tried like to make if they make an effort to play progressive soccer, in which they define it, in which like they try to attack and move the ball around nicely. So I think like there's definitely a movement towards more fluid soccer, which also makes for better viewing for like the audiences. So hopefully that'll help in the brand of soccer worldwide.
Yeah, it's like the NBA where like now like 3 points and dunks are like what sells fans, right? So in soccer, I mean, everybody likes to shit on soccer because people just think it's boring because people will run around on grass for 90 minutes. But when there's a lot of goals, like it's really fun, and like that's a way of like Ron was saying, like it's already a global sport, and like worldwide, it's so well recognized. But I guess America is like the one market where it's not super tapped in. So that's what I think Americans like scoring. Like, I mean, they like seeing a lot of offense. And so like that's what's going to appeal to them. So like I feel like even in America, like Ronaldo is like better than Messi just because Ronaldo scores more goals individually probably. Like there's just a difference in culture like as well. But yeah, so I think it's dependent mostly on the system, and like Haram was saying, like offense is becoming more like normalized, and like having a more, I guess, just like lethal attack is like seen as more important than like a really strong defense.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome, buddy. But yeah,
what would you think? Like the Harsh has been watching soccer a lot more now than he has.
No, he's been watching the Columbus Crew.
No, he watched the Premier League. He watched
all leagues.
He watched like the MLS comeback tournament, whatever it's called. What is the MLS?
MLS is back.
MLS is back tournament.
It's the biggest cock, man.
So what have you like? How have your opinions of soccer changed as you watched more recently?
I'll definitely watch it starting now until whenever, because I used to think it was just kind of pointless, just running around for no reason, scoring one goal, maybe on accident. But I realized that there's so much thought that gets put into that one chance that teams have, and there's a lot of work that comes in before that that's also good to watch as well. So I think I've appreciated it more. And also, there's no commercial breaks, only halftime, and like that water break they have.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to just sit there and just watch the whole thing.
That's true.
True. What do you think of soccer? As somebody who like doesn't really watch sports like consistently, like, do you think soccer is really boring?
Dude, no, I think especially when it's like the World Cup or Olympics and stuff like that, soccer is mad entertaining to watch. I definitely think it's more entertaining to watch than the NBA. It's just for me, it's like it's hard to keep up with like a lot, like you guys know all the players and like who plays for what, and obviously that stuff comes
Yeah.
with watching it more. But it's just hard to get invested for me.
Nah, it makes
in-
sense
in
because like
sports.
because soccer is like has so many leagues spread across like
Dude, there's-
all the countries. Like
The only reason Haran knows like every fucking player is because of FIFA. He's watched. I mean, he's watched soccer for like his
Yeah.
whole life, so like that is built into.
no,
it.
FIFA's definitely helped me like get
Yeah.
a general knowledge of like all the players everywhere.
Right,
but it's hard to follow soccer, like especially just one league, because like when transfers happen and then like you're like, oh, where did this player come from? And then like you have to find out about that league and like do your research there. So it's like it's just a lot to pay attention to. So
Yeah,
just watching one league is like not that easy because you're kind of then dragged in to see other leagues play as well.
and especially with soccer now, like, I mean, they've always had like a European competition, but like Champions League, like they take different like the best teams from different leagues and pin them against each other. So like, and you wonder if if your team's playing another team from like I don't know like France or whatever, and you wonder how they stack up. Like you have to like I guess not scout them because you're not like in the organization or whatever.
Yeah.
But like
but you still do your research. Like,
but
you
like
wanna see,
yeah, you
what
have
they
to like
Yeah,
you have to
exactly.
watch them play against like other teams in their league, and so like, and I feel like 80% of the time when players transfer, they're going out of league.
Yeah.
Like they're very rarely like gonna
Going
stay.
to another team because because there's rivalries and stuff and like it's looked down upon if you move within leagues. So
Yeah, so most of the time you're not gonna stay within the league if you're moving. So
Yeah.
it's just there is so much player movement in general, and there's so many more players because every first team, not even counting like the youth programs or whatever, has probably 30 players.
Yeah.
And I'll just say like I watched La Liga, and that's 20 teams right there. That's 600 players. I can't name all 600 players. Fuck no. I could probably name like just because of like FIFA and watching a lot, I could probably name like I don't know 120. Like, and that's just for one league. And there are not all leagues are 20 teams, but I mean every country in Europe pretty much has a league, and that's just
It just adds up.
there's probably like 1 million professional soccer players
Yeah.
in Europe, like
Mhm.
at least. So
But yeah, I get like why international tournaments like pop off like they do.
yeah, plus because you have the best players from every team.
Yeah,
like,
so like the
all
best
fighting-
players,
yeah.
like people will recognize like who's on the pitch, and then also it's just like when stakes are high, people are interested. I think
Yeah.
that's just as general as it gets, you know.
For me too, like if I'm watching basketball, most of the time, it's during March Madness. I
Mhm.
think that's way more entertaining than the NBA because it feels, yeah, like you were saying, like more high stakes and
Because like
with-
a single elimination game. like,
exactly.
it's
And
not-
then with the NBA, I feel like there's so much like it's just back and forth and back and forth. And, like I think with March Madness, it's a little bit slower and more. How do I say it? Like basically, like with the NBA, like I feel like I can kind of predict who is actually going to win the game. Whereas with March Madness, it's much more up in the air. And I think the same way about soccer, like because it's like low score technically,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to tie it up, you know. And so in that sense, it makes it way more, you know, like
Volatile. yeah.
interesting to watch. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I like soccer more. It's just like I honestly I just can't be bothered to like look into everything and learn
No,
about it. You know?
I mean that's fair. There's just so much. I mean, with any sport, really, especially professionally, in this day and age, like there's so much information on everything. That, like it's hard to keep track of everything. So
I think what basketball suffers from is like people just see and they're like, oh, why don't we just pay attention for like the last 2 minutes? Because that's when like when the stakes
Yeah.
are high. Like,
Yeah,
when,
that's
like,
that's
like,
exactly how
clutch
I feel.
matters,
Yeah.
But I mean, like I can see that, but also I just feel like the whole path of the game plays like an important role in like how the last 2 minutes go out. You know, like
Yeah, but
like how
if-
players are performing throughout the game, like how they rebound like after like a bad like run of like 10 minutes or something. Like those kind of storylines that happen throughout the game like play a heavy role in like what happens in the outcome.
yeah, that's what I focus on, especially like having worked in like athletics. Like what we're really taught, not just in the TV side, but just in the media side, is like how are you going to tell a story? Because like you go into a game like probably knowing what's going to happen, like what the outcome is going to be, right? But your job as a producer, you know, a writer, or like a radio analyst or whatever, your job
Analyst.
is to
You know,
yes, I'm the number 2. Your job is to tell the story.
number 2.
Your job is to tell the story, right? And like you can only see what's going on in the court, right? But you have to explain either through words or through pictures to an audience at home what's happening. Like they can see the score, like they can tell who's winning, but it's like the things that go into like that, or like if a player, I don't know, it's just in my mind because it happened recently, but one of the former Tech players, his mom died, right? The other day. So if he was still at Tech, right, and they were like say playing right now in a world where sports could happen, that would be something that you would bring up during the game because you would show like, okay, he's either suffering from like, you know, just like mental. Obviously, if you lose your mother, like that's a huge thing to happen, right? And so you could be suffering mentally from that. It could affect how you're playing, or it can motivate you. So like those kinds of things, like you're not sure what will happen. So like I think that's important, not just in basketball, but I understand how people only focus on basketball because like the only last 2 minutes matter. But yeah, I think just looking at sports as a whole is like so much different when you're looking at the storylines that go on. Like, and you have to know a lot of the research, which is why it's tough for people to get into it. Like you have to know like all the details beforehand. So I think it is really hard for people to like get into it. But yeah, that's what I look at a lot when I watch sports.
Well, I think
Yeah, we're getting tacos.
Yeah,
so Taco Friday.
yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there. We got tacos to pick up soon. I just want to say, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm kind of surprised that we're on episode 17 already. We've actually been keeping up with this. But one thing is we are actually running out of ideas and topics to talk on. We're trying, like today, we kind of had an impromptu thing where we kind of just talked about whatever was on our minds. And I like this, but I would really, really, really appreciate if any of you could leave some topics or ideas or questions or whatever on our Instagram. It would mean a lot to all of us. And so, just leave whatever you want. We just really appreciate it. But
Yeah. And a couple times next week, we're gonna post on our story, it's a little Dropbox for you to drop ideas that you might see, or if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome. But yeah, we're way more than open to just listening to what you guys have to say. And I know because I'm the only one who like looks at the numbers, we're at like 700 starts, like not like full listens or whatever, but I think that's insane. Like just I know those aren't 700 different people, but like 700 times somebody's like clicked on one of our episodes. So like I know numbers are like insignificant, like really in the grand scheme of everything, but like to be able to put it like in perspective, like I think that's really cool. And I mean that's like thanks to you guys. And we're gonna do it anyway, just because like we enjoy doing it and it's a way for us to hang out. But yeah, no, we appreciate it a lot. Like the fact that you guys are tuning in every week just to listen to what four idiots have to say. So yeah, we'll leave it there for this week, but we'll catch you guys next week. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.